Arya Stark was born in 289 AC at Winterfell during a long summer. Through the course of our series, she is a character that has seen many acts of violence, including several killings, some of which she herself has been directly responsible for. Although our story takes place in a society where concepts of adulthood do not match our own, we must remember that Arya is a child, and therefore cannot process the world in the same way as an adult. Is it reasonable to expect Arya to grow into adulthood free of the horror that destroyed her youth? Or is the woman that awaits in Arya's future someone more marked by her past? In A Game of Thrones, the first life of several is taken by Arya. Out of panic, Arya kills a boy attempting to return her to the hands of Queen Cersei using the blade needle. Arya stood over the body, still frightened in the face of death. Blood had gushed from the boy's mouth as he collapsed, and more was seeping from the slit in his belly, pooling beneath his body. She had to get away, someplace far from here, someplace away from the stable boy's accusing eyes. Arya is frightened by the death, but soon gets over the shock. In this case, Arya's actions are out of fear and defense. The next time Arya kills is again in an act of defense. In a clash of kings during the journey with Yoren of the Night's Watch, Arya takes down several of Armory Lorch's men during an attack. Hardly any time is spent on the effect these killings have on Arya's psyche. When later Arya finds Yoren's dead body, she is saddened, but only because now that he was dead, he would no longer be able to guide her to Winterfell. "He was going to take me home," she thought, as they dug the old man's hole. "He was going to bring me safe to Winterfell. He promised." Part of her wanted to cry, the other part wanted to kick him. It is Arya's third instance of killing that we first get a glimpse of her callousness towards death. During her escape from Harrenhal, Arya kills a guard in order to move beyond the castle gates. Arya slid her dagger out and drew it across his throat, as smooth as summer silk. His blood covered her hand in a hot gush, and he tried to shout, but there was blood in his mouth as well. "Valar Morghulis," she whispered as he died. When he stopped moving, she picked up the coin. "You killed him!" Hot Pie gasped. "What did you think I would do?" Her fingers were sticky with blood, and the smell was making her mare skittish. "It's no matter," she thought. "The rain will wash them clean again." Arya kills the guard without the slightest remorse, and is unmoved by Hot Pie's astonishment. All of the fear from Arya's first killing has gone by now. This is the first of Arya's killings that can undoubtedly be referred to as murder. The first was out of panic, and the others out of self-preservation. Over the course of just 2 books, Arya has grown much darker and much more calm in the face of death. Could this be hinting at an even darker future for Arya? In A Storm of Swords, the ghost of High Heart looks into Arya's soul and sees the darkness within her. "You cannot hide from me, child. Come closer now." Cold fingers walked down Arya's neck. "Fear cuts deeper than swords," she reminded herself. She stood and approached the fire warily, light on the balls of her feet, poised to flee. The dwarf woman studied her with dim red eyes. "I see you," she whispered. "I see you, wolf child. Blood child. I thought it was the Lord that smelled of death." She began to sob, her little body shaking. "You are cruel to come to my hill, cruel. I gorged on grief at Summerhall. I need none of yours. Be gone from here, dark heart. Be gone." The ghost of High Heart smells death on Arya and is terrified by her. Is this death that she smells on Arya from her past killings, or killings yet to come? At this point in time, only 4 men have died by Arya's hand, and on the same hill are several men from the Brotherhood Without Banners, who as outlaws have surely taken more than 4 lives each. So then why does the ghost fear Arya so? Why is the smell of death on Arya more potent than all the others? The fact that the ghost calls out Arya amongst so many killers can only mean that Arya will lead to far more death than the rest of them. The ghost also refers to Arya as Darkheart, possibly a reference to Arya's growing coldness in the face of death. She even cries and goes on to tell Arya that she is cruel to come to her hill. If the ghost is truly referring to Arya's future as a cold-hearted killer, then there is more in our story that backs this prophecy. In A Feast for Crows, Arya murders Dareon, a black brother who deserted the Night's Watch. Dareon is dead, the black singer who was sleeping at the Happy Pot. He was really a deserter from the Night's Watch. Someone slit his throat and pushed him into a canal, but they kept his boots. Good boots are hard to find. Just so. She tried to keep her face still. Who could have done this thing, I wonder? Arya of House Stark. She watched his eyes, his mouth, the muscles of his jaw. That girl? I thought she had left Braavos. Who are you? No one. You lie. Arya kills Dareon, a man she barely knows simply because he offends her as a deserter of the Night's Watch. She follows him into an alley and kills him mercilessly. For this, she is punished with blindness by the Faceless Men. Arya, throughout the course of this series, has gone from killing out of necessity, in moments of fear or for the sake of self-preservation, to killing simply out of desire. At the rate in which Arya is growing accustomed to death, it is no wonder why the Ghost of Highheart fears her. So is it Arya's upcoming future as a Faceless Man that the Ghost feared? After all, the trail of blood that a Faceless Man would leave behind would surely be long. However, the Ghost also calls her Wolf Child, directly referencing her heritage as a Stark. If becoming a Faceless Man was in Arya's future, she would have to give up all that she was, including the name Stark. So Arya's future in the House of Black and White is likely not what the Ghost is referring to here. Instead, it seems as though the Ghost may have seen in Arya's future a singular event, an event where many die at once. She tells Arya that she has gorged on grief at Summerhall, referencing the fire in which many lost their lives, including Jenny of Oldstone, who, if you've seen my video on the Ghost of Highheart, likely could have been her daughter. It seems odd that the Ghost would mention Summerhall here. Everything the Ghost says seems heavily weighted with meaning. Is the reference here simply exposition, informing us of the Ghost's past? Or did she see something in Arya's future that reminded her of Summerhall? No one knows for sure why Summerhall burned, but one thing that seems undisputed is the presence of wildfire. And here lies the key. King's Landing is reportedly full of hidden wildfire. King's Landing, the city where with Kevin and Pycelle dead, Queen Cersei is free to rule as she pleases. King's Landing, where the crowds cried for her father's head and cheered when the deed was done. King's Landing, which took everything from Arya and left her without a home and destitute. I have long expected that it would be Cersei to perform the deed, but now I see that there is another contender. Could Arya be the one to set King's Landing ablaze, killing all of her enemies within? Arya, the Wolf Child. Arya, the Blood Child. Arya, the Dark Heart. Arya, who knows better than most that all men must die. The Ghost of Highheart looked into Arya Stark, and for an instant glimpsed her terrible purpose, a purpose of blood, death, and unrelenting fire. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this content, feel free to check out my Patreon and make sure you like and subscribe for more ideas of Ice and Fire. And don't forget to check out all the amazing artists used in this video in the description below.